We are Makilala TV, the first Filipino-American TV talk show in the New York metro area. Get to know us as we talk to the community leaders, innovators, advocates, and emerging artists who affect Filipino-American life.
How do you create and maintain a successful business? Does your idea have to be something special, unique? How do you know if the timing is right? With Amazon dominating the market and people buying almost everything online, how do small businesses compete? I'm Jan Fier. Together with my co-hosts Rochelle Ocampo and Cristina Pastor, we welcome you to Makilala TV, where we get to know the innovators and leaders of our community. Today we are joined by two successful business owners, AMABLE YALONG and Rochelle Ballensat. AMABLE was born in Manila and migrated to the U.S. in 1970. He left corporate America in 2009 and founded his first enterprise, Key Music Group, a luxury bespoke entertainment and event design concierge in the wedding industry. In 2015, AMABLE launched Y2 Collection during New York Fashion Week. Y2 Collection is a high-fashion menswear clothier, creating a lifestyle that outfits the sophisticated man. AMABLE recently opened its first ever Y2 boutique in Englewood, New Jersey, providing ready-to-wear and bespoke suits. Our second panelist, Rochelle Ballensat, is the owner and founder of Juliette, an invitation-only premier laundry service. After graduating from Fordham University with honors in philosophy, Rochelle worked as a junior controller for 3 years at a publicly traded business development company. She traveled Europe for inspiration and then moved to creative industry, where she learned the power of branding, perception, and social media. 1 year later, she started her own social media agency, Johnny Social. After a very successful run, Rochelle is now ready to take what she's learned in finance, branding, and technology and use it to disrupt the laundry service industry. Rochelle, AMABLE, welcome to Makilala TV.
Hello,
oh my God, this is exciting. So my first question, what gave you the idea to start Y2 Collection and Juliette?
Ladies first.
I started my company because I was solving my own problem of caring for my own clothes and dry cleaning. I looked at other cleaners in the neighborhood just throughout New York City, and I noticed that they had no concept of, for women's clothes, hand wash, hang dry, stain removal, folded a certain way, presentation, and so it really stemmed from that.
How about you, AMABLE?
And for me is being in the wedding industry for almost 10 years, I wanted to host the wedding and also style the men, the groom specifically. From there, it potentially started to expand within the other men that are even just attending the wedding, and of course the groom, some of the bridal party itself.
So you came from your own need, and then you came from like a
Expanding.
network and expanding it.
Yeah.
Wow! But as I said earlier, like it's really hard to start your own business. I mean, you guys both have storefronts. I mean, that's when most stores are being closed. You guys are
Scared.
opening. Right? I mean, how is that?
The bills.
When was part of your business like, okay, I need to move forward. I need to do the next step up,
Right.
which is pretty scary and pretty exciting at the same time.
Yeah, well, I think when you're running a business, no matter what it is, it's always a challenge to find out when is the right time to do something, as in all things in life. But I think what makes a successful entrepreneur is the grit of it and opportunity too. And when the moment comes, it kind of just presents itself, and you have to grab it when it's there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how prepared you are, if the finances are there, because things are never completely aligned as a business owner.
It's a surfer's wave.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rochelle, how did you call your name, Juliette?
Well,
What is the branding reason behind that?
Well, it has a French spelling, and I think
Yeah.
it has a very romantic air to it. I'm really inspired by how they would package laundry in France during the old days. So they would wrap it in brown paper, brown wax
Oh, wow.
paper, and wrap it with string. And so today my clients delicates are always wrapped in white tissue paper.
Oh.
Rochelle knows because she tried my service. And there's a sticker
Beautiful.
that says sealed with a kiss.
I
and
felt
I
so
always
special.
include like lavender
So
sprays.
presentation is
They
really
actually
It
have
is.
a
All the
tagline, like
details.
laundry never been so
Laundry's never been this sexy.
this sexy. Oh, I love that.
That's
I mean, who
great.
would have thought laundry would have been?
Can I use that?
Let me just clean your clothes. All your
You
suits.
can do that.
What about you? Why two?
Y2 for me is very easy. So Y represents my last name.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So 2 because I'm the second. So my dad's AMABLE the first. So that's the number 2. I have 2 children.
White too.
There's another designer in my family, which is my older brother, and we're both men, so we're both YALONGs. So there's the other represent of 2, and this is my second business. So
Wow.
So that's where the Y2
I mean, I
comes
thought it was like a
from.
Y2K, you know,
Yeah.
like being a
Yeah.
systems programmer. Like, maybe that's where it came from.
and in collection, obviously,
Alright.
because I've already thought of the future, hey, it can't be just suits, because you have to wear a shirt, a sweater, a tie, something else, you know, some other accessories. So collection obviously comes from just the expansion of it. So yes, obviously it started as a suit. So now currently, as we speak, I have shirts, which is this. I have the ties, the actual shoes and suits. I have outerwear. I'm coming out with my denim line, hopefully
Oh.
February. I want to launch it around Valentine's. And my barong Tagalog, because of course I'm Filipino.
Yeah.
So I got to represent us, right?
So when you do a wedding, does the groom have to have his suit made by you?
Obviously, it doesn't have
a lot
to.
of pressure.
So, you know, I consider Y2 collection, it is a lifestyle, right? It's not for everyone. Just like I tell people, luxury is not for everyone. It's a lifestyle.
That's right.
You know, you either live it or you're a fan of it, point blank. So, to your question, my clients nowadays, if they're so-called the modern couple, you know, who has a pretty decent job, whatever they do for a living, very independent. Hey, you know what? She's spending $5,000 and up. If she's anything
a
wealthy,
gown,
she
yeah.
has no limit in her wedding
That's
dress
interesting,
budget.
right?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
and,
true.
and,
So
and
why
us
not men?
guys, us guys, you know, the first instinct is like, hey guys, so where are we gonna rent?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
my thing is
right.
like, why do you have to rent?
Right.
She's never gonna wear that dress, whether she spent $5,000. If I make you a suit
know,
or
right?
tuxedo, you could forever wear it for every event, every interview, every
Right.
Yeah.
just whatever. So it's a phenomenal investment. It's not a one-time use like that wedding dress.
Right.
No offense to the ladies, of
Yeah,
course,
no, it's
right?
true.
So now their minds are opening.
Yeah.
You actually
You
changed
totally
people's
sold
mindset.
Me. You totally just changed me. You sold me.
And you know, like I even get in trouble by the bride to be or the woman.
Because
Right.
you're making
So
them
now you're
spend some
changing the
more.
budget.
Yeah.
You just added another. Now I can't buy 2 Louboutins. So now he wants to get a suit or a tux.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
going back to the storefronts, like
Yeah.
when you first like officially in your store and your first customer walked in, what was that feeling like?
Well, I purchased an old storefront that I then repurposed. And from a business perspective, that was very strategic because I was purchasing an existing customer base with an existing cash flow. So the
Was
customers.
it also a laundry thing?
It was also.
Ah,
So
very
I-
strategic.
Yeah.
Very.
So versus starting from nothing, you have to work for your first customer. I really did that when I launched the app and launching my first customer. And I can tell you, when those first customers requested through my app, I was like, wait, what? Like
People trust me?
Wait, you want me to do your laundry? Like, okay, let's just go.
And
Let's
it was
just do
super
this.
user friendly too
Super
when I was
user-
using it.
yeah.
Very.
I know
Yeah,
that feeling, so I have to like stop you a little bit
You know,
with the next one. When I first published the book and I did it on Amazon, and I first like somebody bought the book,
Right.
I didn't give it to them, and then
Right.
somebody I didn't know, like, oh my God, that feeling of accomplishment that
Yeah.
somebody out there trusted you, somebody out
Yeah.
there believed that that your dreams
Yeah.
is really something that they
Yeah, but also, like there's that saying, like, success doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So it took me 2 years to even get that first customer because I was designing the app and writing the business
See, I'm
plan.
glad you said that because
Yeah.
I'm looking at you guys like, oh my God, they probably just woke up and the next day everything came.
It just looks so easy
yeah,
and
and
sexy.
you made it so easy and sexy.
Did you save money
But
for your
here's the thing too,
businesses?
you know, there's, because of social media, it's so popular, right? So we live in a digital world, which is great for us. It's free marketing, right? Of course. So we take advantage of that. But there's also the viewers, the lookers, and the consumers that might see this pretty picture and don't really know what did it take to get that. Oh my God, he's so good. Oh my God, she's so blah blah blah, and this and that. You must be doing blah 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 and just enjoying life, and you know, just because. And I tell people all the time, you know, the old saying when they say, "If you love what you do,
Yeah.
you feel like you never have to work."
Just
right?
go
Right,
for it.
right.
Yeah.
To me, it's a no-no, because when you're an entrepreneur, yes, you first of all, it starts with a passion before your talent.
Right.
For me, at least, right? Because you could be the most talented person and the wealthiest person. You could put up all these multi-businesses and fail because you're not passionate. You know, so for me, passion is first. But
What about capital? Where does that go in?
So luckily for me, I was able to borrow from my existing wedding business to
Oh, okay.
fund the so-called second dream of mine,
Yeah.
Y2 collection.
What about you, Rochelle?
For my previous company as well.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's
yeah.
self-funded. And
You mentioned about failing. If there was any regrets, things that you learned from the past that it kind of made you learn, or wish you didn't do that. If there's any, like,
Right.
are there like
Lessons.
You know,
instances?
that's a tough question because I don't see it as regret. I see it as experience and wisdom. And there's so much that you learn along the way, like you just get knocked down at every turn. And as an entrepreneur, you just rise. You just get up.
You don't feel like giving up. I mean, if you have a regular 9-to-5 job, you don't have to worry about your salary because it's they're going to come every 2 weeks or every month or whatever is the cycle. But if it's your own business,
You hustle.
you hustle.
hustle.
Well,
You
I
have
like
to-
that
And then
term
it's-
that you
Forever.
had is grit. Can
Yeah,
you
when you sleep,
share
when you're
what
hustling.
exactly is that feeling of grit?
Oh, I have a lot of stories. Grit, personally for me, was hand washing everyone's laundry.
Yeah.
Was picking up the laundry. Was
So you get down and dirty,
driving
girl.
through the blizzard, like in the snow, because I said your laundry would be there by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
You gotta do it.
that's grit.
Yeah.
That's like you don't stop.
You have people working for you?
Yes.
How many?
About 4 full time.
Can I take one of them?
Yeah. You know,
My
ahead.
employees won't start until January.
oh,
Because
okay.
because I just opened up the store in August, so I wanted to kind of just learn the traffic,
Yeah.
you know, because I have existing customers that don't even come
Right.
Right.
to the, you know, or as walk-ins, right? So I just felt that, you know, like she said, it's timing. Everything is
Yeah.
timing. So.
You know, there is this notion that we Filipinos are not risk takers, not entrepreneurial. We would rather work for people rather than do our own
Is that why we're
businesses.
mostly nurses?
So did you
Just
have
not a
that at
bad
the back of
thing.
your mind?
Is that a bad thing?
When I started my first company and when I left my very safe job, it was a little bit of a disagreement with my mother because I was leaving that route. I was leaving the 9-to-5, the 401k, like the straight corporate ladder. And I told my mom, if there was ever a time in my life I'm going to fail, it's going to be now.
Yeah.
Like I would rather do all the mistakes now and fail. And there were in my family some people were kind of hesitant or they weren't sure because you're right, we're not traditionally raised in that way. But as an entrepreneur, you have to just prove them wrong.
I love
You
that.
gotta have that. Remember at TOEFL, I even said in part of my speech or my thank you speech, you know, you can't, you shouldn't be afraid to fail. You should be afraid not to try. And then
That's
I
true.
said, you know, forget the past if you do fail, but you have to remember the lesson. So for me, it always motivates me. And I have to wake up with a purpose. Otherwise, I can't accomplish anything. You know, and
So
that's
you
the-
mentioned lessons. Are you learning?
I'm learning a lesson every minute. I'm learning
Yeah.
a lesson here.
What is the most important lesson you've learned since you set up Y2? Y2 Boutique?
Just keep striving, you know. Learning not really considered a mistake. It's all about, hey, how can I be a better me than a minute ago or yesterday or last week?
Yeah, that's right.
Whether that suit fit him because we made it and we did all the alterations, but how can I be better? So what is the next step of the so-called better? And sometimes people can say, hey, what's better for you might not be better for me, right? Because it's an opinion. So for me, I'm always challenging myself. I compete with myself only because if I start competing with another, to me, I already failed.
And how do you respond to Filipinos who are like, oh, Filipino, 50% off? Like,
I read your post.
because I did. You know, your
You
post
said
was
that, right?
so meaningful because it actually, even for myself, I love deals. I will do anything to really make
And
sure I
give 'em.
hustle
I
for
give
that.
deals.
Yeah, but to the point of, you know, you have to respect the work that they did to
Yeah.
put into that. So please share
See, for
what you
me,
feel,
yeah.
what you've responded to people when they're like walk in and like, oh, Filipino ka ba?
Yeah, so even for me, right, Filipino or non-Filipino, in my corporate days, I've always learned from my previous managers and ex-bosses, you have to brand yourself first before you brand anything you want to put out, whether it's a product or a service. Because if you're branded, you're somewhat trusted, so potentially you can grab, the service or the customers or the consumers once you're branded. As long as your products, if it is a product,
Yeah.
are decent enough for that whoever your consumers are. So if there's anything even great, it's a win-win.
So your branding is luxury.
Yeah. I'm creating a
yeah.
lifestyle. That's what I'm creating.
I
Okay.
feel like that both of your businesses really cater to the high-end clients. What have been your like fun experiences? Like, oh my gosh, I just got a client that is worth $1 million. Like, did you ever get those sparks of, wow, this is great that
I'm
this
like
person
the little
believes
kid
in
in the
me.
candy store. when I get these men,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
some women, and I'm never afraid to exploit that because hey, you know what? I'm excited. I'm flattered you're wearing my suit, whether you're somebody or just my next door neighbor
Yeah.
kind of wedding client
Right.
groom, because it's like you're proud of yourself.
But Rachelle can't do that on social media, right?
That's true. So I share the excitement. I just do a little dance by myself in my store, and
Yeah.
like I probably call my mom, and be like, "Mommy, guess whose laundry I'm doing?" But it's
That's
true.
right, yeah.
There's a lot of discretion involved with what I do because it's so personal.
It's so personal and
You're seeing
private and intimate,
everything, and you really see how a person lives.
Even
you
the
know?
other day, because I carry a shoe collection, and when I sold my first shoe, I posted it right away. It's like, oh, I just sold my first shoe like a little kid.
Gets excited.
And I said, I was so excited that this guy didn't even ask for a discount, and I gave him 20% off.
So did
So-
this guy
Yeah.
get back to you and say, where's my 20% off?
So now he comes back and said, hey, I remember when I just bought those shoes, the other day, you said you could also customize them and change color. So, which is yes, because I have swatches that just because it's black now, that doesn't mean it can't be
Right.
another, texture or whatever. So he
So
actually
he asked
ordered.
to another
Wow.
pair. He
Yeah,
ordered more
he goes,
pairs.
I love it so much, but I didn't
Oh,
know
really?
I can have it in burgundy or blue or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think what I love about you is that you're out there on social media and Instagram,
I have to be.
and the clients are finding you through Instagram,
Yeah.
and
90%.
you know how to work it.
What I love
Luckily.
about both of your businesses is that I feel like that we're seeing you grow from where you first started to where you're gonna be, and
That's
it's
the beauty.
so exciting. When you just said, I posted that I sold my first shoe,
Yeah.
I felt like that I was on the ride with you, like, yes, Mom,
Like
yeah,
I
you're
take my
doing it.
wife and my mom.
Yeah.
I just sold the shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you keep the dollar bill? There's no dollar bill anymore. Everything's like your credit card. But that's oh my God. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's
there's
it's an
something-
amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's your brand. It's something that you created. So it's like you take so much heart to that. And when someone actually appreciates it, it's not even the dollar value anymore.
So both your clientele are not really Filipino American, right?
That is Well, you know, it's very interesting. I've memorized everyone's names, but don't know what they look like.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
Because
Because they
Oh,
just,
that's
just
right.
they,
Yeah.
they just drop off and use the app.
So how do you plan to introduce your brand to the community that may not have the means to avail of your services or
You
of
know,
your products?
That's really interesting. So I've been fortunate enough to have the luxury of just through word of mouth.
Mhm.
A lot of my clients just tell their friends and
Mhm.
friends of friends, and I've never had to go out and advertise and market. And a lot of it plays into the brand of being discretionary to being like, I don't,
Referrals, right?
you know, like
Yeah.
I don't wash and tell. I
Mhm.
keep all your
That's
dirty
nice. I
laundry.
love that.
well,
Yeah.
at first I remember that you needed a secret code.
You do. You still,
needed
it's still.
Oh, it's still.
It's
still
invitation
it's
only.
Invitation
Invitation
only
only.
laundry.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, as always, we're always like running out of time, and I know like we're only like 4 minutes to the show, end of the show. So
Wow.
if there's anything that you wanna tell the future
Sure.
young entrepreneurs, what would that be?
Don't give up.
Very nice, yeah.
Never give up.
What if they really feel like this is it? I mean, it's not working. What do you tell them?
I mean, you would know, but if you have that passion, passion
it starts
is
with that.
yeah, passion and your intuition is inside of you.
Mhm.
And I think the biggest challenge is having the courage to listen to your intuition. And you'll know when to stop, when to move forward, when to step back, when to poke at another hole. Everyone has it.
Okay, so I guess they have to wait to be invited to be. what about you?
Invitation.
What about you, AMABLE? A quick one.
Same like she said, you know, you can't give up. You have to find ways. You have to stay social, especially in the world that we live in, because you need consumers, right? And then you need your passion. So, and you can't give up no matter what bumpy roads you take. Don't be afraid to fail is what I tell people all the time.
That's
There's,
right.
there's a
That's a
way,
good one.
and it's not about who you know, it's who knows you.
Oh.
Let that sink in.
Wow.
That's right. But there's a lot of ideas.
Because I'm sure
Bubbling
you've
in
met so
AMABLE's
many
head.
people, right?
Oh,
Hey, I
yeah.
met this, but they're not doing anything for you.
Right.
But it's, if there's a group or that 1-2 people that, hey, listen, we're here because it's who knows us. Because I could have known you and not be here.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
being
Thank
here.
you.
Don't forget
Thank you.
Y2 Collection
Yes.
and Juliette Laundry, but you gotta be invited.
You can request an invite.
You can request. Good. You can request an invite. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us.
That's
Thank you
it
very
for our
much.
panel. You know, starting a business is not an easy task, and it's
Never.
creating something and making it successful endeavor takes a lot of sweat and tears. I really salute these 2 young entrepreneurs, which I believe we will be seeing a lot more. And as we come to a close, let's welcome today's musical guest performers, ESPOLARYUM, a 4-member band who is passionate about original Filipino music. They are here to perform Makita Ka Lagi by Bryan Martinez. Take it away. Thank you.
Nadyayahe, dumiskarte, tulad kong isang joke. Naduduli sa pagsulyap ng pagpapili. Kung alam mo lang, matagal ko nang gusto ipaalam sa'yo ang pangarap ko. Makita kang lagi, makisang iyong labi, hawakan ng iyong mga kamay. Magiging makulay kapag nakasilay, araw ay gagandang tunay. Gagawa na lang ng love letter at ipapabasa sa iyong best friend. Nagdarasal na nga na wag na samahan. Sana akong mababastit. Kung alam mo lang, matagal ko nang gusto ipaalam sa'yo ang pangarap ko. Magkita kang lagi, makisang iyong labi, hawakan ang iyong mga kamay. Magiging makulay kapag nagkasilay, araw ay gagandang tunay. Makita kang lagi, makisang iyong labi, magiging makulay kapag nakasilay. Huwag naman sanang malamang may iba ka pala. Huwag naman sanang malamang may iba ka pala. Huwag naman sanang malamang may iba ka pala.